Hello everyone. In this discussion, I will be talking about one of the reliability issues related to the oxide that we are using in our MOS devices. Basically, oxide is something that should act as a perfectly insulating material. If it conducts, it our purpose of using oxide is not going to be fulfilled. Now, if we look at the cross-sectional view of a MOS device, it is something like this. This is gate terminal. This is gate VG. This is the oxide layer SiO2 that we are using, and this is the polysilicon gate electrode. Now, in earlier MOS devices, those MOS devices were of long channel devices in which that were operating with a supply voltage with the gate voltage of around 10 volt. For those devices, the thickness of oxide layer that we were using is almost around 100 nanometer. Now, when scaling of these devices started, nowadays we are using the nano scale semiconductor MOS device, in which those devices are capable of operating it around 1 volt, and for those devices the thickness of the oxide layer that we are using is almost around 1 nanometer. Now what is happening if we calculate the electric field? If we calculate the electric field that is going to be produced around the oxide, that electric field is something given by this E is given by applied voltage at the gate divided by this Tox. If we calculate for this first case, means for the earlier MOS devices, if we look at the electric field, it is going to be around 1 megavolt per centimeter, and when the scaling of this device has taken place, in this case the electric field is going to be around 10 megavolt per centimeter. Now what can we say here is, when scaling of the devices has taken place, means supply voltage has been scaled by 10 times, the thickness of the oxide layer has been scaled by 100 times. What does it represent? The electric field in the nanoscale device has been increased by 10 times. Means in the second case, if you look at this one, when the supply voltage is of 1 volt and oxide thickness is of around 1 nanometer, the electric field is 10 megavolt per centimeter. It is 10 times higher than the first case. It means electric field is going to be quite high. If we be the very precise, precisely if we have to calculate the electric field, this electric field is going to be the effective voltage applied across the gate and silicon substrate divided by the oxide thickness. So this is given by the voltage applied at the gate terminal VG minus, next one is V phi f. This V phi f is name as, just let me write the equation first of all, minus V phi f minus this V silicon divided by thickness of the oxide layer Tox. This is the effective exact electric field that will arise across the oxide layer. Now what is VG? VG is simply the voltage applied at the gate terminal. V phi f, this V phi f is nothing but the built-in potential. This arises because the material that we are using at the gate terminal and the work function of the substrate, the work function of these two materials are not same. They are different, and it causes some Bentel potential to be there. Minus V silicon. V silicon is something because of the band bending of the conduction valence band because of the band bending. Because if we look at the MOS capacitor, when we are applying the gate voltage, the bands near the interface are going to be bent. They are also introducing some potential there, some voltage drop there. So this is the effective voltage that is being applied across the oxide layer, and this is being divided by this Tox. It will give you the exact value of the electric field across the oxide layer. If we are using a very good quality of oxide in our MOS device, the breakdown voltage related to the very good quality of oxide is breakdown electric field that will break the oxide, and oxide would start conducting. Oxide would start the conduction. This breakdown electric field is given by 18 megavolt per centimeter. Means if the voltage is too large, that it is going to introduce an electric field that is around 18 megavolt per centimeter or more than 18 megavolt per centimeter. This oxide is going to be broke down, and our device is going to suffer with the thermal runaway issues. Let us consider a MOS device with the help of energy band diagram. In the case when we have applied a gate voltage that is greater than 0. Now how the band diagram of this MOS device, metal, oxide and semiconductor, will look like? It will look like with the positive voltage, the Fermi potential, the EFM is going to be lowered, EFM, and there is a tilt in the oxide we observe, and further this is your EFS, this is EI. This EI will bend a bit, and this conduction band will also bend near the interface, and there will be a band bending of valence band 2. This is EV. This is the energy band diagram for this metal, this is oxide, and this is semiconductor when the positive gate voltage has been applied to the gate terminal. The reason for the band bending in the oxide is something related to the gradient in the energy band gap causes a tilt in the oxide. Means gradient in band diagram causes the band bending in the oxide, and this the electric field that is responsible for this band bending, this E is given by 1 by Q times d E over dx. This E is something related to the energy band diagram. The gradient in the band bending causes this oxide to be tilted because of the applied gate voltage that is here greater than 0. Now what will happen if we will further increase the gate voltage? Because of the further increment in the gate voltage, this electric field that would be introduced, that would be around this oxide, this E is going to increase further. This E is going to increase further, and there would be some modification in the energy band diagram will take place. And before that, if any charge carrier has to conduct to the oxide, it has to surpass this much of band gap, and this gap is almost around 3 electron volt. So carriers that are available in the conduction band near the interface, they has to surpass this 3 electron volt barrier, then only it may conduct through the oxide. But this is a very large band gap, large barrier. These carriers that are available here, they cannot surpass. So now what will happen? Now when we are further increasing the gate voltage, there would be more and more amount of band bending will take place, and this metal Fermi level, it will shift a little bit more down, and this band bending will be a bit more here. This is for voltage V1, this is for voltage V2. Now if we will further increase the gate voltage V3, this more amount of band bending will take place here in such a way. Now we can see here the thickness at this point. The thickness at this point here is very small, this one. Now the electrons that are available near the surface of the conduction band, now they do not have to surpass this potential barrier for the conduction. Now the energy of those electrons near the surface in the conduction band is too high, that and this thickness is too small that they can travel through this distance directly in the oxide. Means now the carriers that are available here, they can travel through this small thickness of the oxide because of the band bending that is taking place. And the movement of carriers near the surface from the conduction band of the semiconductor is known as the tunneling. Because of the tunneling, these carriers are moving inside the oxide, and oxide starts oxide has started the conduction. And this tunneling phenomena is known as FN tunneling. FN tunneling. FN stands for Fowler Northian. Fowler Northian tunneling is taking place, and the oxide has lost its property that it should act perfectly as an insulating material. Now the current that is flowing because of this FN tunneling, this tunneling current is an exponential function of the electric field that is arising across the oxide. Now we can plot the current density J versus this electric field. Current density versus the electric field. Let's have current density on the x-axis and electric field on the y-axis. Now what is happening? Till the electric field is small, there is not any conduction taking place through the oxide. It means we can say that current here is almost zero, and it is up to the electric field that is 6 megavolt per centimeter. When the electric field is more than 6 megavolt per centimeter for a typical nanoscale MOS device I am talking about. If the electric field is more than 6 megavolt per centimeter, now the carriers has started the tunneling. The tunneling has started, and this current density increases exponentially. It increases exponentially. till the electric field is of 18 megavolt per centimeter. Now if the voltage that we have applied on the gate terminal is sufficiently large that it causes for the electric field to be more than 18 megavolt per centimeter. If this electric field is more than 18 megavolt per centimeter, then what happens? A very large amount of current is flowing through the oxide and your device runs into the problem, and this problem is known as the issue of thermal runaway, or we can say the device has broke down and breakdown has taken place. The device has broke down. There is a breakdown. The device has suffered. Device has entered into the thermal runaway phase. The working of the device has been completely disturbed. So in this way, what I wanted to conclude here is, and this is one of the reliability issue. First of all, let me tell you, it shows that how reliable your oxide is. Reliable your oxide is with respect to the applied voltages. Even though a very good quality of oxide that we are using in our MOS device, if the electric field is more than 18 megavolt per centimeter, it has the conduction could take place in the oxide. Your device may enter into the thermal runaway or it has broken down. The conclusion here is the oxide that should have its ideal property that it should not conduct in any case, and because of this electric field this conduction has taken place and conduction is happening. Once again, with this applied gate voltage, the gate voltage that we have applied here is this causes an vertical electric field here, this E, and whatever be the voltage that we are applying here is on the source terminal and the drain terminal, it causes another electric field, that is the lateral electric field. This is the lateral electric field. So this is all about the FN tunneling. It simply states that your oxide that should have its ideal property that it should not conduct in any case. If a sufficiently large voltage has been applied, there is a very huge amount of electric field across the oxide and it causes the oxide to be tilted by a large amount, and the thickness of the oxide near the interface at the oxide and semiconductor is very small, that the carriers can directly tunnel through that distance in the oxide, and oxide there would be a conduction in the oxide, means oxide will start conducting. This is all about the Fowler-Northian tunneling. Thank you so much.